Good evening, Ape Nation. Guys, what's going on? It is Saturday, February 19th, 2022. And just want to say thanks real quick to everyone who showed up last night to the live stream, the creators, as well as all of the retail investors and subscribers and apes, retail investors who are invested in AMC stock, who came by to the live stream last night. It was extremely long at 6.5 hours, but thank you to Tony, DENARO, Phil for Real, Tendie Time, Common Sense Investor, and Pantheon. I'm doing that in the order that I got responses back to come on. Thank you all guys for showing up and help answer some questions that are on the mind of retail investors. Now, I know there was an announcement made, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, about the DOJ, and that there's some anticipation about this investigation. I just want you guys to hear what Charles Payne said. And he's probably the one person in mainstream media that I have the smallest bit of faith in, that he's on the side of retail. And let me show you why. Cue the video.
So the Wall Street Journal reports the U.S. Department of Justice is targeting dozens of prominent short-selling investment and research firms in a sweeping federal investigation that actually began last year. Prosecutors are probing them for illegal trading tactics that include spoofing and scalping. Spoofing it has been called high-speed bluffing when the market is flooded with a whole bunch of fake orders to drive share prices lower. Scalping is where activist shorters are actually cashing out without disclosing it. I think it's about time this action has been taken. Listen, the shorts have had a free run in the joint for years, targeting many defenseless stocks, sort of like shooting plastic fish in a barrel of a traveling circus. Sadly, the financial media has been there to help them, and many times in a big way. You know, I cannot believe how much airtime and print space has been made available. And then, of course, there's always this disclaimer at the end. We did call the company. Listen, those damning short presentations trigger selling that morphs into death spirals as selling begets more selling. I know the argument that somehow the world needs these shorts to weed out all the bad stuff in the market, but the fact of the matter is all that stuff comes out sooner or later anyway. You know,
so that was Charles Payne's take on the DOJ investigation. The title of the video is Charles Payne, This is a Step in the Right Direction. And I want to elaborate on that. But before we do,
cue the speeder.
This is the way.
If this is the first time you clicked on one of my videos, just to let you know, I'm a retail investor. I have a heavy position in AMC, a smaller position in GME. I believe in the Moass. On this channel, we don't do dates, times, or prices, but we do cover the news and AMC stock. Now, with that being said, let's get into this. Getting back to Charles's statement about this being a step in the right direction, I think Charles is correct on that 100%. I think it is a step in the right direction. I'm glad they've been looking into it for a while. I'm glad they're finally making announcements about it. And did retail have an effect on putting a little pressure on the DOJ to make this announcement? It's possible. But is it going to have a direct impact on AMC stock price and the Moass? And that's what really concerns me and probably most of you guys out there. So there's a few things we're going to talk about. And before I let you go, I'm going to make a quick comment about Canada and the American convoy that's coming to DC. So this RICO word has been thrown around for a while, and we're not talking about RICO, the YouTube TA guy. We're talking about the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. And just to keep it real simple, this was an act that was created in 1970, and it seeks to strengthen the legal tools and evidence gathering by establishing new penal prohibitions and providing enhanced sanctions and new remedies for dealing with the unlawful activities of those engaged in organized crime. Now, in order to prove this, for the DOJ to prove and be able to use the RICO Act, there's certain criteria that the DOJ needs to meet, and we won't know if they have met that yet until we get their full report. Now, in this Street article from February 8th, It says that the Department of Justice is looking and investigating into dozens of investment firms for their short selling activities. And in the second paragraph, the Melvin Capital Management and founder Gabe Plotkin is listed as one of the people they're looking into. And as we look down and scroll down the article, sources from Bloomberg say that the FBI took computers from the home of Andrew Left, the founder of Citron Research, which is known for its short selling trading, sources said to Bloomberg. Left said he's not been accused of any wrongdoing. And when I hear the person that's being accused of doing this saying that they haven't been investigated yet or charged or even accused of anything, then I would take from that we are in the very beginning stages of this DOJ investigation. Now, if Citron sounds like a familiar entity to you, you might remember back in 2021, in February specifically, this guy Left went on with Jim CRAMER, and they started shitting all over GameStop right after we had our run-up. Subsequent reports suggest GameStop investor and Chewy co-founder Ryan Cohen was behind Bell's exit. Cohen and GameStop have remained silent on the news up to this point from a cryptic tweet from Cohen of McDonald's Corp. Ice Cream Cone on Wednesday afternoon. If you guys know, go check out Charlie's vids. He talked about this. But basically, Citron's take on GameStop was that Andrew Left had taken a lot of heat and criticism since taking a short position and setting a $20 price target for GameStop in January. And I thought it was interesting to find out that following the surge in GameStop, there were alleged threats to his family from GameStop traders. And he said he would no longer be issuing short reports, but it's almost like too late at this point. I think they're already going after things that happened before he was targeted by anyone in retail. And I don't know if those allegations have even been proven true, that any of that happened. So all I want to say about the DOJ investigation, guys, and RICO cases, they are very hard to meet all the criteria. You don't see them that often. It took Rudy Giuliani like 10 years to take down La Cosa Nostra in New York, the mafia. So as far as the DOJ and this RICO case making an immediate impact on AMC or the Moass or GME or any meme stock is highly unlikely. But I am glad that they are apparently looking into it. Hopefully they will find some information and be able to punish the people that were involved with this, and also set a precedent going forward that this kind of stuff won't be tolerated anymore, or you will be severely punished. Someone's got to be made an example of. And I have to agree with Charles Payne that we are taking a step in the right direction, but that does not mean that the problem has been solved. Now, moving on to what's going on in Ottawa right now. And just so you know, my position is I stand with the truckers in their quest for freedom and getting rid of the mandates and the vaccine passports. But last night, after we finished up the live stream, which wasn't till about 3:30 in the morning, I went to go lie down and put on YouTube, and a video came up in my queue from someone named Mr. Sunshine Baby. So I want to play you guys this clip because you won't see it on the regular news more than likely. And I want to make sure that this is getting out there and people realize what's going on in Ottawa and what could be coming our way to DC in a couple weeks. So, cue the video.
We are on peaceful protest.
Hold the line! Here comes the horses. They have the horses coming.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Look what you did! Look what you did to her! Look what you did to her! Look what you did to her! You trampled on a lady who is inaccessible! Shame on you! Shame on every one of you! Shame on
The protests up until yesterday had been peaceful. There were bouncy houses, jacuzzis, people building snowmen, singing songs, locking arms, singing the national anthem, dancing, and no violence kicked off until the police showed up. And my opinion on police varies. I understand they are a necessity. We have a lot of crime in this country and across the world, and somebody's got to enforce law. Now, the phrase, "I was just following orders," was made famous in 1962 by this man. His name is Adolf Eichmann, and he was a German-Austrian. He was one of the biggest organizers of the Holocaust and so-called final solution. During World War II, Eichmann was captured by Mossad agents in Argentina. He was very instrumental in facilitating and managing the logistics involved in the mass deportation of millions of Jews to ghettos and extermination camps in Nazi-occupied Eastern Europe during WW2. And he was found guilty of war crimes and was hanged in 1962. But his excuse was he was just following orders. That defense didn't work back then, and I don't see how you can use it today. And so my message to the police would be, whose side are you on? Now, I don't know about in Canada, but in the United States, the police here take an oath to defend the Constitution, first and foremost. Canadian police yesterday who showed up at the protest are basically a bunch of oath breakers and terrorists themselves. I can't believe that the crowd there didn't rip those people apart limb from limb, but it is Canada. Now, I know in the comments, I'm going to get somebody saying, Massalorian, why are we talking about the convoy and the people in Ottawa, Canada? It's not even the same country. Well, right now in the U.S., there are 2 convoys that are getting ramped up and ready to leave in 4 days to head to D.C. for President Joe Biden's first State of the Union address. So organizers are saying that the American truckers protest, dubbed the People's Convoy, will depart on Interstate 40 heading east from Barstow on February 23rd. And if you guys don't know, Barstow is up on the Nevada-California border. Truckers headed toward the nation capital are demanding an end to the Emergency Powers Act concerning the pandemic and to restore our nation's constitution. Maureen Steele, the national organizer of the effort, told Newsmax that some 1,000 trucks are expected to start the trip, and more will join in the convoy as it heads east. This is about our rights as well as the freedom of future generations, organizers of the convoy wrote on Facebook. It's not about political parties, but more so about a government that has forgotten its place and has no regard for our founding fathers' instructions. And in all honesty, I see a lot of similarities between the truckers and the apes. Retail investors are looking for a fair shot at the market. We are sick of the corruption, and we are protesting by not folding on AMC and holding until they pay for the mistake they made by trying to go short on AMC and GME and some of the other meme stocks. And we need to reestablish constitutional rights in this country immediately, if not sooner. With that being said, I will let you guys go. It's Saturday evening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And as always, guys, thank you for all the likes, the views, the comments. My new subscribers, my OGs, I appreciate each and every one of you. We are here to break the wheel. This is Ape Nation. I'm the Massalorian, and I'm out.